you're working with data, then you should know what data governance is. Let's find out together what it is and how it's implemented in a real, concrete client project. I'm Toni from Diconium Data, and today I'm sitting down with Tatiana and Kristina, also from Diconium Data. Please introduce yourself briefly.
Hi, I'm Kristina. I'm a director of data products here at Diconium. And what I do in my daily work is I'm responsible for a couple of projects in the data governance realm. And we do those projects for one of our biggest clients, the Volkswagen Group.
Mm-hmm. Hi, I'm Tatiana. I'm Senior Product Manager at Data. And since 2023, I'm assigned as a product owner for a group data catalog, which is part of the data shopping initiative for Volkswagen Group. So this is one of the biggest data governance projects I've ever worked for.
Mm-hmm. As you already named it, we are talking today about data governance. Before we are diving in this topic, I want to know from you, personal opinion, what do you love most about working with data?
I love when it's messy because then I can clean it up. Most of the times organizations have data, but it's mostly dispersed, it's of bad quality, or it's in silos and you can't get it to connect. And to identify that and then to address that step by step and to get it useful so that a company really creates value from data, that's something that I love to do.
Mm-hmm. What's mesmerizing me about data is its intangible nature. If you consume data, it will not be destroyed. For instance, you can read an article or watch our video, which we are taking so far, and it will remain intact, safe and sound. So if you build up a data product, then it will be of a good quality until the data is relevant. Whereas if we are speaking about normal, tangible products, like for instance, raw materials, they will be completely destroyed in the process of consumption.
Okay, Kristina, we start with a rough definition of data governance. How would you describe it?
So if I would have to describe data governance, I would say it's a tool set. Like people, when they hear data governance, they always think it's policing, it's being really strict to people, having draconian rules. And well, you can do it that way, but you don't have to. It also doesn't make any sense. Like it's a tool set, as I said, and its goal is always to make data useful to the organization, and it helps people to make data useful. So of course, it contains some tools, technical tools, some policies and processes and rules, but it's designed to actually help people. Mm-hmm. And if you would want to put an image into that or behind that, then you can liken it, like let's say, to a soccer game. Like data governance is the part that provides the playing field, like the grass and the lines on the grass and the goals, and also the rules and the referee. Although maybe it's not such a good example because no one likes the referee, but then without a referee, the game wouldn't happen. Mm-hmm. So, and that's the same with data governance. Like the data game doesn't really happen very well if there's no governance.
Mm-hmm. So you would say it's crucial for a business. So how is it intertwined exactly with the business strategy?
Okay, so data governance needs to support business strategy every step. And I can also give you a couple of examples. For example, if you want to take strategic decisions, then you mostly use data. And that data, or to make that data available and that it's trustworthy, that is the task of data governance. Or, of course, if you have data governance, that supports the efficiency of everyone working with data, because they don't need to run around the organization and look for data or data owners, but they can just open the data catalog, for example, and have a look what data is there and in which quality and where to get it. And a third example would be innovation. Like if you want to do advanced analytics, for example, or if you want to do AI and build an AI model, then you need data as well.
So now I know what is possible with data governance, but what are the most typical challenges organizations face when implementing or trying to realize data governance?
Oh, there are a couple, but I think the absolutely hardest thing is to get the ball rolling. If you have in an organization, there's no formal or informal data governance and also no budget to speak of, then what do you do? And my tip would be, in this case, to first understand systematically what the issues are, what are the pain points of people working with data, and also opportunities that they see but that they can't realize at the moment. And when you have that, then you know what the problems are that you should be working on, and then you can prioritize, and then you can pick a problem where that's really relevant to your colleagues and get support that way. And there's different sort of models, maturity models, data maturity models that you can use to make that assessment. We also have one, so if people want to use that, they can just drop a comment in the link in the post, and then we'll get in touch and we can help them use it.
And we are also planning to release it at some point, right? Or...
Exactly. It's an MVP state at the moment. So it's not that pretty yet, but it's workable, it's working. And so we're happy to try it out.
Cool. Then we should definitely talk again about it when it's released and we get more tangible insights in the model. So Tatiana, let's focus a bit on the practical implementation part, because I heard you had a client project you're working on. Please tell me a bit about it.
Oh yes, that's one of the biggest data governance projects I've ever worked for. So this is for Volkswagen Group. It's part of the data shopping initiative, and actually my team is responsible for building up the group data catalog. So there were multiple reasons to build it up. And first and foremost, as Kristina has said before, was that nobody really understood where to find the data, where to go, who's responsible for the approval, if they, for instance, need to use the data. Also, one of the challenges they have faced was multiple point-to-point integration, which actually makes the integration cost as big as possible. And also multiple platforms out there without any clear understanding how to integrate those all together.
Okay, so you had to face a lot of challenges on the way, and what actually made the changes possible?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So first, you might need to have a very clear goal. For instance, in our case, it's been a strong focus on the data shopping, which means to make data shareable inside the company. Another strong point is to have a full support from the top management. Data governance initiative is actually part of those initiatives which need the strongest possible support in this regard. Another one is, of course, which is nice to have in any project, is a very solid and professional product management team. One more is apparently the iterative approach we use. So we are working in the SAFE environment, which stands for Scaled Agile Framework, and make it simple first and then go to more complex iteration also helps a lot. And last but not least is a focus on the data utilization. So it means that you need to understand how you are going to use those data you are cataloging.
And what's the status quo now?
Yeah, so far we have introduced a few new roles and responsibilities inside the Volkswagen Group. One is a data steward role, who is responsible for the quality of the data products. Another one is a data governance officer, or in our words like community manager. And this role is responsible for like overall overseeing of what is going on in terms of data governance with the data products. We have integrated multiple platforms, and right now we have built up a data catalog, and the data are being shared inside the Volkswagen Group in real time. So we have many requests which are approved inside the automatic approval process.
That sounds super complex, but also super interesting. Could you even share some insights what the future looks like, maybe?
Yeah, of course. So first of our goals is to scale this product as much as we can. So right now, as I said, we have a few of platforms already integrated, even more to go. And another one is actually to make the focus of the data governance even broader than we have so far, because right now we are focused on the data products, and our future plans are to extend it to the physical layer of the metadata as well. And the third major goal is to have it integrated with the data utilization initiative, which is actually the end goal of each of the data governance projects.
Okay, Tatiana, you mentioned that you already automated some steps of the data governance implementation, but how far can you automate it actually?
That's a very good question. So apparently the automation of data governance is possible. And I would say that it kind of depends on the size of the company. For instance, for the bigger company with bigger budget, which is pretty much important, you can use some enterprise level solutions. Like for instance, in our project, we use Collibra to do so. There is also Informatica, IBM Fabric, Atacama, Elation, and some other enterprise level solutions for that. For smaller companies, you can use some no-code solutions combined with some self-developed stuff. For instance, you can use API calls directly to your databases and Atlassian Confluence as a place to locate your data catalog. And the most important part is actually to define all your data sources and understand where your data are located. To do so, you can just use an Excel file and just place what you have discovered right there.
And in your own opinion, what's the most critical aspect when implementing data governance?
Oh, that would be responsibility, like a clear support from management, but also to have very, very clear responsibilities.
Okay, I got some practical, theoretical insights. Now, two last questions to you both. What's one thing people in general underestimate when working with data?
How much it is a people business. Like, people always think data is data and tech, but there's so much alignment necessary, talking to people, understanding them, understanding their requirements. And then that's on the data consumer side, but on the data producer side, you have another set of people that you have to talk to. So it's really complex, but it's also quite fun.
From my perspective, this is like the counterintuitivity of the results of the data analysis, because some people just use the kind of gut feelings to make decisions, and if your decisions aren't actually data-driven, you never know where you will get because of that. For instance, in the medical studies, there's been a data analysis. They used some data about the after-surgery treatment and the data about the pain after surgery. The higher pain was the better mortality rate they get. So less people have died after that, which is completely counterintuitive. So you would never guess that the higher the pain, the less people are dying.
That's super interesting. And if you told me already how people approach data, but if you could change one thing of how organizations and clients in professional context are approaching data, what would it be?
That's my favorite. It's especially relevant for banks and financial organizations. Some people kind of mix up data governance and compliance. They're kind of intertwined, but they serve for different purposes and they're completely different processes in the company. For instance, data governance serves to make sure that your data management is in place and it's well done, whereas the compliance serves for legal purposes mostly.
My pet peeve is when organizations treat data as a byproduct. Like, it's just there, you can use it, but you don't have to manage it. And that is just not true. It really needs some love to be able to create value.
Yeah, and I guess you can speak from a lot of years of experience with working with data fluent and maybe not so data fluent clients. So thank you very much for joining me today to talk about data governance. And yeah, see you next time to our next episode.